Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, we've got Poppa playing the Tier 10 Royal Navy Heavy Cruiser Goliath. Plainly, this is a ranked match, and you can see we've got a couple super ships. What I think is eventually just going to be called a Tier 11 or 12 ship. Hanover on one team, Satsuma on the other. Matchmaking, well,
Morning, men. Starboard 10, round the buoy and back again.
it's, I'd say, pretty decent. Z52 with its long-range hydro, I think that matches up reasonably well with Summers, which has really nice guns. Got a lot of them. Two Shimikazes, of course, they're the same ship. Yoshino and the Goliath that you see here versus Austin and the Hindenburg. Austin, of course, can put out a lot of shells, and they're not what you'd expect. Hindenburg, well, in capable hands, it's a deadly ship. But that's true also of Yoshino. Now, Yoshino, Hindenburg very often will stay back and fire from range. Yoshino kind of has to. Yoshino is so susceptible to citadel shots from big shells that it's really rare to see one get close at all. You will occasionally see a Hindi push in, make use of its own hydro, and sometimes even its torpedoes at close range. Kurfürst and the Schlieffen. I think the battleships match up reasonably well. Now, what can I tell you about the Goliath? It's not what I would call a popular ship. You don't see it very often in randoms. I'm not exactly sure why. You know, I have the ship. I haven't played it a lot. The HE is great. You'll see it in competitive occasionally, I think, as a counter to Petro, because the HE can do some damage against an angled Petro. These are 234s. You've got 4 barrels in each of, 4 turrets, 3 barrels in each of those 4 turrets for 12 guns. Base reload is 18.5 seconds, and the base firing range is 16.8 kilometers. You can see that Poppa's got that out to 19.5 kilometers, and that you can make an argument for that being a good idea. Now, this line of the Royal Navy cruisers, they have a little bit better, a lot better armor than the light cruisers, but they are still cruisers and they can still get blapped. So having some extra range is probably a really good idea. Max dispersion, 148 meters. So you'll see that it does land some shells as long as the aim is true. And that Indy he's falling back.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Poppa likes to use the scroll wheel.
Fire, fire, fire. Problem solved, sir.
Gotta be careful against that Schlieffen. AP rounds coming in. Poppa angles. And he's able to mitigate most of the potential damage there. HE shells on the Goliath do a maximum of 3,850 damage. So if you land a good shot, you can do a really nice chunk of damage. Maybe we'll see that here. Well, not great. 3 pens, 3 non-pens, but did start a fire. Max, that's got a 24% chance of fire on each of those barrels. So it's not hard to see that if you do the math, basically you're gonna, if you get off a full volley, you're liable to be starting a fire every time you pull the trigger.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
Max AP damage, 5,750. Shell velocity on both HE and AP, 841 meters per second. So they are a little bit floaty, but it's not terrible. Hanover backing up. And our hero decides he's going to take that opportunity. And he's angling nose in the hope of bouncing some Hanover shells. The good guys made an effort. at the Alpha and Bravo nested cap circles, but lost their Z52 in that effort. It's going to make this game a little bit more challenging. You can see the Kurfürst, he's kind of trapped at this point. He's nose into a Montana and an Austin, and he's got Summers and a Shimakaze in the cap circles. He doesn't really have anywhere to go. I'll be shocked if the Kurfürst survives this. He may just decide to go for the ram. And Poppa continues to rain shells on the Hanover. It starts 2 fires that time. And he's sitting at 74,000 damage. It looks like the Kurfürst slid right by the Montana up there.
Torpedoes to port.
Might get one more shot on the Hanover. Nope. So, the bad guys have 2 caps, the good guys only have 1 as the friendly Satsuma finishes off the Hindi. And as our hero picks up the Witherer 6 minutes into the game, 6,000 damage. And that really is kind of what these ships do. And you know, some of the Royal Navy heavy cruisers that I did play a little bit, as the Kurfürst secondaries finish off the Austin, boy, what a surprise. I found them very fun. Even the Tier 7, which, you know, myself and some other ICOPs, we were making fun of when I was playing it, but consistently able to do damage, get kills, contribute to the team. And that's going to be it for the Schlieffen, as Austin finishes off friendly Kurfürst. Good guys now down 2 ships, bad guys down 3, and our hero sitting at 121,000 damage. With a Witherer, Shishino finishes off Hanover, and it is not looking good for the red team. Montana's in range. If our hero can get the guns off in time, let's see whether he can get a couple fires burning on Montana. Now you'll see that, although it hasn't been used yet, this ship has a nice complement of tools. There's a fire. Montana's already put one out. It'll burn for a little while. It does have a hydro. It's not especially long range, but it lasts a good while. It also has heal. And as he pushes into the destroyer, or destroyers, he gets the hydro up. Montana doing some healing back there. Friendly Shimakaze off to starboard. That looks like summer smoke there. But there's the possibility for torpedoes from the starboard side. Shima might. No, Shima's reversing, so he's not going to spot them if they come. Poppa gets torpedoes away into the smoke. Doesn't look like the Shima has any intention of pushing into that smoke, and I can't blame him. As I mentioned earlier, the guns on the Summers are nasty. Now the fact that Poppa is flipping these caps tells us all we need to know as far as where the DD's at. He's left the cap circles as Thunderer finishes off the Montana. And this game is really all but over. Summers eats, well, I presume it was Summers. I guess it may have been the Shimakaze that had gone around the island. Poppa's about to pick up these 2 cap circles. As Shimakaze is detected back there, friendly Shima probably can finish him off. Hydro's about to go down here. Somebody's going to finish that Shima before our hero gets a shot, I think. And looks like that's it. It's just the Summers left on the red team.
Torpedoes astern. Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes
Well played,
astern.
Poppa. Good game. That's a significant amount of damage. Picked up 2 caps. That's
Torpedoes
pretty
to
awesome.
starboard.
So 7 fires, 53 shells on target, and I guess there's still the possibility for more. Finished off with battleship.
Torpedoes
Landed
to
a
starboard.
torpedo. I got a flood out of that. As mentioned, the double cap. Couple of awards. Where to go? Where to go? Well, regardless of who picks up the Summers or exactly how it gets sunk, we know it's either going to be sunk or it's just going to run into a corner, and this is just going to take a little while. Either way, great game, Poppa. Well done. And it looks like Poppa's going to just move forward and kind of meet it. Maybe Poppa gets sunk, but with these guns at close range, the hydro back up in now 15 seconds. I think Summers is done for. It's just a question of who's going to finish it. Let's hope it's Poppa. Great game, Poppa. It's fun to watch, and a really nice example of kind of what this ship can do. It is an excellent fire
Torpedoes
starter.
to starboard.
The shells are big enough to, penetrate things that maybe some other shells can't. And yeah, Summers, he's dead here. He's already thrown his torpedoes out. Poppa gets torpedoes off himself in anticipation of Summers turning. I'll see you next time.